All right, I'm uploading this video because the New England Patriots were given 4 second-half timeouts. I'm going to pick up the game from the fourth quarter with 2 minutes and 46 seconds left on the clock. You can see in the top left of the score ticker, the Saints have 1 timeout, New England has 2. This is first down right after New England failed to convert on the fourth down pass to Dobson. I'm gonna start it from here, and then I'll explain along the way. So this is first and 10. The Saints have the ball at New England's 24-yard line. Okay, that was a first down run by Kyrie Robinson. You can see nothing has changed. There's 2:42 left on the clock. New England is going to immediately take a timeout, and then we're going to get a clip of Fox going to the ALCS preview. Now, the injury he's talking about right there is injury Jimmy Graham has sustained earlier. This has nothing to do with the actual play. This was not an on-the-field injury timeout by the referees. New England calls a timeout here. You're going to see in the top left of the score ticker that New England's going to be charged that timeout. New England with a pair of timeouts left. This is just Jimmy Graham going to the locker room. All right, you see the top left right there. New England was charged a timeout. Okay, now we're going to get the preview clip. Look at the top right. The game is still going on, so you're right. Jimmy Graham is still walking to the locker room. Okay. All right, and now we come back to the game. Now, I've seen on a couple of forums people who had posted this, and the response by some Patriot fans was that the fact that there was a Saints player hurt on the play. And that player that was on the ground was Ben Grubbs. According to league rules, if a player is injured and a timeout is called, he has to come off the field for at least one play. But here you can see Ben Grubbs is in the huddle, and he is going to play on this, I believe, his second down play. Okay, but watch the timeouts here. The timeout has already been taken, but in the score ticker, you're going to see they're going to put the timeout back up there. So I'm going to roll it. And you can see right here, 1 timeout. Keep looking. Bingo. You see it? Now the timeout is put back there. I don't know if there's an outside scorekeeper or what the case is, but the timeout was put right back there. Okay, so now they have 2 timeouts. Well, really, this is 3, because if they were already at 2, they've taken 1 away. Now they've given it back. The clock is stopped. It's 2nd and 6. His time was then to go for it on 4th down. Depending on what happens here. And you can see now the timeouts remaining are 2. Now New Orleans is going to take a timeout right here because the play clock is going to run down. And you see Drew Brees takes that timeout right there. Okay, that timeout is immediately taken away. And I'm just going to fast forward here. Well, actually, I won't. Just for people that may say, well, he fast forwarded or cut something out. I'm just going to keep everything running real time. You see the ticker now. They have their 2 timeouts back. 2:36. And if you remember on the pass late in the game that Brady threw to Kimbrell Tompkins, there was only like 5 seconds left in the game. Okay, so the only reason I'm posting this video is because if the NFL, both of these teams at one point in time were guilty of misconduct, whether it was Spygate in New England or Bountygate in New Orleans. Okay, but the league itself has to be reprimanded, or something needs to be done, because people pay good money for these games via at the stadium or NFL ticket, and we just want fairness, and we want the integrity of the game not to be questioned. Because when these types of things happen, then the integrity of the league comes into question, and that if they're able to just script outcomes of games the way that they want to, or storylines, You know, my heart goes out to what happened to the people in Boston, and I know this may seem a little low, but there's a tendency by different organizations to play on, you know, tragedies that happen. You know, it's good that, you know, Boston is in the ALCS and they got there legitimately, but it brings a lot of things into question when things like this happen. This is a good game. I'm sure New England didn't need the help to stay in this game, but now you can see there's the one timeout. There's 2:33 left. We're gonna play it out to where they take the final timeout.
So put it down at 7. Pump fake. And just defended beautifully by Devin. So it's 4th down. And out comes the field goal unit for the Saints.
You know, New England didn't need the help. First of all, this was bad clock management. I know you want to be safe. You really don't want to put the ball in the air. You want to run as much clock as you can. But, you know, when you got 7 plays and you rush for 1 yard, and you know this was a really good game by both teams. It's just unfortunate that it comes down to miscues and, you know, the 23rd man on the field, if you will. And this is the timekeeper. All right. I don't want this video to get any longer, but I mean, this is pretty much the gist of it. We saw the timeout taken and then given back, so it's no need for this video to go any longer. But you know, out of courtesy to the fans of the league, because now this may happen to one team. This just may be my team in particular, but I don't watch everybody else's games. But I've watched my games in detail, and I notice every single thing. And so this was one thing that I noticed, and there's no need for it. It's one person's job, and this is all that they have to do. They don't have to throw flags. They don't have to know what, you know, they don't have to read defenses. You have to keep time. You have to keep timeouts. And this is just unfortunate. The league should come out and say, hey, we blew this, along with a few other questionable things that happened within this game. But those are all judgment things of holding calls and, you know, phantom head-to-head contact penalties. But when it comes to, you know, playing within the parameters that the league set, you have 3 timeouts. When you take a timeout, that timeout is taken from you. You're not allowed to call that timeout once it's been taken. Not again. And New Orleans also, earlier in the game, Drew Brees, the play clock was running down. He took a timeout. It was right on national television. Only 2 things should happen there. Either they have a penalty for a delay of game, or they give the timeout. Either way works out better for the Saints, because what happens after that, not only do they throw an interception, but on the same play, they lose Jimmy Graham for the rest of the game. He was not having a great game to begin with, but this is what we watch football for, so the league needs to address this.